Hello, I'm Amy from AmyBeingMum. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video I am going to be talking to you about my first impressions of Slimming World. I joined on Monday and I just want to talk to you a little bit about the registration process and my very first impressions. Okay, so as I said, I joined Slimming World on Monday. It was my first time ever going to a Slimming World class. It's now Wednesday, so I've done it for a couple of days now. I wasn't nervous about going actually, but once I got there I felt really nervous. It was almost like being the new girl at school. Everybody knew the process and what was going on and I didn't, and I felt really nervous once I got there. But that wasn't to do with the people there or the class or anything like that. Everyone was lovely and really friendly. That was just my own kind of insecurity, I suppose, when we got there. But yeah, it was really good. The class was very supportive and very informative. I really enjoyed the class and I went along with a few friends that live in the village where I live. They've been going for a while and they said I could go along with them, so that helped. Going along with someone else helped, I think, as well, stepping into somewhere different. I think I would like to lose probably between £10 to a stone maybe. I am over a stone heavier than I was pre-L, and she is now nearly 18 months old, and I kind of thought the weight would just kind of disappear itself. It hasn't. So I'd like to lose a little bit of weight. I'm not terribly insecure about my weight and I'm not all that bothered, which is why it's taken me so long, but I do have, probably every day I would say, I have a moment where I think, ugh, like my clothes are a little bit too tight. Most of my clothes, to be honest, don't fit me at all. I've had to buy bigger clothes, and even then I feel like some days they're a little bit too tight, and I notice the chin situation, which I never used to have, and what else? Just feeling a bit kind of yuck and like not as able to do so many things because I feel a little bit heavier than I was, and I get out of breath quicker and all that kind of thing. So I really need to do something about my weight, and exercise would have been my preferred option, but I'm just really lazy and I just don't seem to have the time, and when I do get the chance I don't want to be exercising. I want to be doing other things because Elle doesn't sleep at night, as you will all know. Like for example, last night she wasn't asleep till probably about 11 o'clock at night, and we spent the whole evening trying to settle her, and so it means that we don't get very much time to ourselves. So if I do get time to myself, like when Elle's napping through the day, or if anyone offers to take her for a little while, I usually try and do things like this, like filming videos, or like I might do my nails just as a treat because I don't normally get a chance to do that. And I don't really want to be doing exercising. I want to do something that I'm going to enjoy more. And Elle is also quite clingy when I'm around. She seems to be fine when I'm not around, but when I am there she just wants to be on me all the time, which makes it quite difficult to do a lot of things. So when I do get time to myself, I kind of try and cram in getting as much things done as possible. Even like answering all the lovely comments I get on YouTube and Instagram and all that kind of thing. I love getting feedback from everyone, and I want to respond to all the comments and things, but obviously I don't want to sit on my phone when I've got Elle, and even if I did want to, she wouldn't let me. So yeah, if I do get a chance to have some time to myself, I usually do things like that, and I don't necessarily want to use the time exercising. So I'm going to try and use Slimming World to try and lose a bit of weight, and I am going to try and incorporate a little bit more movement, I would say, into my life. So I'll try and walk a bit more than I would have done rather than take the car. We've been doing some dancing in the house and trying to just incorporate a bit more movement into my life. So my first impressions of Slimming World are, it's not so much a diet as making better choices, I would say. So it's more like a healthy lifestyle change. So when I looked at like the meals and things, there's nothing that I would say really drastic. There's nothing that I couldn't have that I would want to, or I can basically have everything I want to, but it's about making better choices. So instead of having my usual pain au chocolat for breakfast and then having chocolate later on as a treat and having something unhealthy at lunch as well, it's about having healthier things throughout the day and then maybe just enjoying that treat later on in the evening or whenever you want to have it. But it's like not having so many treats, I suppose, and the things that you're eating, making better choices. So for example, last night I made spaghetti bolognese, which we have quite often, but usually what I would do is just have mince and shove in a jar, and it would just be that and spaghetti. But last night what I did was made my own sauce. So I used I had onions, mushrooms, I put in some broccoli, and also that was a good way, Caitlin's not very keen on broccoli, so that was a good way to get some veggies into the kids, because I chopped it up really small and put it in the sauce and it wasn't so visible. I put in some spinach near the end as well, because I really like spinach. I used passata, which is like a can of chopped tomatoes but completely smooth, so I added that. A little bit of stock cube, and what else? I think that was it. And it was absolutely delicious. And normally, if I make things with tomatoes, I would always add a little bit of sugar to kind of counteract the acidity. But I didn't do that last night, and to be honest, I didn't notice any difference. It was really delicious, and we had it with pasta. And with Slimming World, you can have as much pasta as you want. And all the things that I had in the bolognese, like the mince and the vegetables and everything, were all free, so I could have as much of that as I wanted as well. You have to go for 5% fat mince or less if you're going to have it. Oh, sorry, I had to adjust, I was sitting on my legs. For it to be free, it has to be 5% fat or less, which is what I buy anyway. So it's not making huge changes, it's just kind of thinking about what I'm eating and making good choices, basically. So my first impressions are that seems to be a really easy, I'm not going to say diet, a really easy plan to follow. It helps me, I kind of need, if I'm going to do something, I kind of need something structured that tells me do this, 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 this. That's how I work well. I work well with structure and plans and organisation and all that kind of thing. So just to kind of think, might eat a bit healthier, it doesn't really work for me. I have to have like a plan, rules that I follow, and that makes it easier for me, to be honest. So I'm really enjoying the fact that Slimming World has a really kind of set plan to follow, but it's not regimented or strict. The great thing is that you can still have treats if you want to, you just count them in as your sins. So you get 5 to 15 sins a day. It's up to you how much you have. It's up to 15 sins a day. And just as an example, like 1 teaspoon, I take sugar in my tea, which is like my main downfall, but 1 teaspoon of sugar is 1 sin. So it's not an awful lot. So it means that I don't have to, it's not that I can't have any sugar in my tea anymore, but it's just that maybe I don't have 10 cups of tea with 2 sugars all day, which I would have done before. It's just kind of makes you think a little bit more about what you're doing. So maybe I'll have a few cups of tea through the day with 1 sugar, and then as a treat in the evening I'll have a cup of tea with my 2 sugars. And I'll have a little bit less, and then in between times when I would have normally had a cup of tea, I'll have water, which is obviously better for you anyway, and I'm noticing a big difference from drinking more water as well. I'm really bad for not eating fruit and vegetables. I would have said I don't really like fruit and vegetables all that much, but to be honest, because I'm doing this plan and they're free and you can eat as much as you want, I've been having them just sort of as something to eat, and I've actually really been enjoying it. I had a peach as like a dessert after my dinner last night, and I would never have fruit as a dessert. To be honest, I wouldn't have considered that as dessert before. I would have much rather had like a cake or something chocolatey, but I had a peach and I really, really enjoyed it. And after you have something like that that's really fresh and juicy and all that kind of thing, you don't feel like anything kind of stodgy, I find. So yeah, so far it's working really well. I'm eating much more fruit and vegetables than I would have done before, which is brilliant. I haven't felt hungry, which is the main thing, because I have kind of dabbled a little bit in other diet plans. I've not gone to any classes, but I've kind of tried to follow their plans, and to be honest, I felt really hungry, and that's what puts me off. I do it maybe for a couple of days and then I get fed up being hungry and end up giving up. So yeah, I've not felt hungry at all. I'm going to continue to try it this week and see how I get on, and then I'll be back again to get weighed in next week, and I will let you know how I've got on. I suppose, as they say, the proof will be in the pudding, excuse the pun. We'll see if I've lost any weight, but I have been sticking to it for the first few days and it's been going really well so far, and I will let you know if I've lost any weight. If you have any other questions, pop them in the comments below. If you are interested in following my Slimming World journey, then let me know, because I would happily make more videos on this, but if this is something you find really boring, then I won't bother. So let me know in the comments below if it's something you'd like to see more of. As I say, it's not really a diet, it's more like a healthy eating plan. So if you're not terribly interested in diets as such, you might still be interested in listening to some of the recipes and some of my meal plans and things like that, because like I say, it's not really strict or anything like that. It's just kind of things that you would probably want to eat anyway, even if you weren't trying to lose weight. So I've waffled on a little bit there, but that is my first impressions of Slimming World, how I got on my first week, and I will hopefully fill you in next week of how my first week went and how much weight I lost or didn't lose. We will see. Thanks so much for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you've not already subscribed, I would love it if you would subscribe and join my YouTube family. And I'll see you all soon. Bye!